All right, hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving into something kind of interesting today. You know how some folks are just like yes people and others are, well, no people.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about the energy, right? Some people lift you up, others not so much.
Exactly. And we've got this excerpt that really digs into that whole dynamic, the impact of yes and no people.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Well,
fascinating.
yeah, it really gets you thinking. Like if someone made a list, would you be the yes or the no person? And does it even matter?
Right. Like, what kind of impact are we having on the people around us? Okay, so the author starts off with this exercise, and I love this. Grab a sheet of paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
And divide it into two columns. Yes, people on one side,
Gotcha.
no people on the other.
Yeah.
And just start jotting down names.
Oh, that's good. That's a good visual.
Right. It's like, whoa, look at the energy in my network.
Yeah.
Makes you think, huh?
Yeah, for sure. It's like an instant snapshot.
Totally. And, it makes me think about all those times.
Yeah.
You're super excited about something, you've got this great idea, and then boom,
Hmm.
you run into a no person.
Oh, yeah. So
And
like,
they just like shut it down. You know what I
it's
mean?
like they can suck the air right out of the room.
Yes, exactly. And the excerpt really gets into that, the whole thing about how no people tend to focus on limitations.
Right.
They bring this negativity,
Yeah.
and it's almost contagious. Like you can feel it spreading.
It makes you wonder, though, is it always intentional? Or are some no people just like really risk averse? Maybe they've been burned before, so they project that onto everything.
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe they think they're being helpful, you know, trying to protect others from disappointment.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I've been there, it's not worth it. But it ends up stifling everyone else's enthusiasm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that there are layers to all of
Yeah.
this. Okay, so we've talked about no people, but what about the flip side? What makes a yes person tick? What does the excerpt say about them?
Well, they're described as enthusiastic, for one thing. Affirmative, optimistic, solution-oriented. They see possibilities where others see roadblocks.
I love that
Yeah.
whole seeing possibilities thing. And there's this quote from the excerpt. It's by Frank Hughes, and it really stuck with me. He says, "Even when things don't turn out well, you are certain they will get better."
Mhm.
What do you think? Is that naive, or is it like a superpower? Listeners, what do you think? Weigh in, let us know.
I think it all comes down to a spectrum, really.
Oh,
There are degrees of yes and no. Someone might be a yes in their personal life, always up for adventure,
right.
but then a no in their professional life, very cautious, analytical.
Well, that's interesting. So it's not about labeling ourselves definitively, but recognizing that we all have yes and no tendencies,
Right.
depending on the
It's
situation.
exactly. And the key is that we have a choice in how we respond to things. Do we react with fear or hope, criticism or encouragement,
Mhm.
despair or belief? It all comes back to mindset.
You nailed it. That's the real takeaway here. It's not about forcing ourselves to be positive all the time. That's not realistic. But it's about choosing to approach challenges with a mindset that allows for growth, for
Yeah.
possibility.
Absolutely. We can't control others, but we can control our own outlook. Even when we're surrounded by no people,
Yeah.
we can still choose to approach things with a yes mindset.
All right, so as we wrap up this deep dive, let's leave our listeners with something to ponder. Think about the people you spend your time with. Are they lifting you up? Or are there no tendencies holding you back?
And maybe even more importantly, pay attention to your own tendencies. Are you bringing that yes energy to the table? Are you the kind of person you'd want to be around?
So good. It's about self-awareness, right?
Yeah.
And making conscious choices about the energy we bring to our interactions. Thanks for joining us, everyone. This has been a fascinating look at the world of yes and no people, and we hope you walk away with some new insights.